These are the fantastical freaks of modern horror.
Oh, come on!
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 modern monsters in movies.
Go back to the shadow!
For this list, we're focusing on the most recognizable or impactful movie monsters from the year 2000 to the present. We're also omitting pleasant monsters, like Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc., as those are monsters we'd like to have a beer with rather than run away from.
Hey, can I borrow your odorant?
Yeah, get smelly garbage or old dumpster.
You get low tide?
No.
How about wet dog?
Yep, stink it up.
Number 10. Creatures of the Mist, The Mist.
Hurry it up. I hear something.
In one of the most depressing films of modern times, a government experiment known as the Arrowhead Project takes a turn for the worse, thus spawning a bunch of enormous creatures among the mist. These things are not your average four-legged or even eight-legged pests, and they're a tiny bit larger than your typical human being. In fact, they're so damn big that even their victims had no choice but to gawk at their mystical prowess. Unfortunately, they weren't just passing through. They were killing with no regard for human life.
Oh, God, he's dead! He's dead! Get out of here! Let's go! Let's go! Wait, come on! Come on! Come on!
Number 9. Kaiju's Pacific Rim.
We're still getting a signature! That kaiju is still alive!
Set in the not-too-distant future, and by that we mean the 2020s, these massive terrorists emerged from the lower depths of the Pacific Ocean to thoroughly destroy everybody's weekend plans.
Both kaijus are converging on Stryker, fast! Hang on, Stryker! We're coming to you! Oh.
As humans were left with no option but to create their own super robots named Jaegers, the Kaijus effectively said F that noise and cut them down with little effort. In essence, the Kaiju clan operates by a unique set of rules. That means they whoop some ass from Los Angeles to Hong Kong and everywhere in between, much like the Mutos of 2014's Godzilla. Of course, the Kaijus aren't totally unbeatable, and good old Raleigh Beckett would end up facing the biggest challenge of his life in Pacific Rim.
I think this guy's dead, but let's check for a pulse.
Okay.
No pulse.
Number 8. Mutated fish creature, the Host.
समंदर से आई है ये लेकिन ये इधर कैसे आ गई है?
When this fat, and that's PHAT, amphibian emerged from the waters, South Korean moviegoers literally wet themselves in theaters and made The Host South Korea's most financially successful film of all time. To that point. Why? Well, because of this horror of the Han River, the little fishy that swallowed everybody whole. While the locals may have had dreams of a fish fry to end all fish fries, the aquatic monstrosity must have felt annoyed, as the slimy thing flipped the script and had its own party.
Hey man, I'm not gonna get this door open if you don't get...
Number 7. Humanoid Crawlers, The Descent.
What's happening? Oh shit! It's circling us!
In a film centered on haunting past events, the main characters quickly realize that cave-dwelling uglies of the Appalachians would play a major role in the new worst day of their lives.
Where is it? This way! Man! Hide!
The crawlers weren't blessed with good looks, nor even the ability to see, but they run in packs and like to feast on and scare humans, or pretty much anything unlucky enough to wind up in their domain. More than just a bunch of giant pale rats, these monsters can chase down victims and knock them on their asses with the agility of a UFC fighter. But there's no tapping out when fighting the crawlers, because they will eat your face clean off.
Please say we're gonna get out of here.
Number 6. The Creeper, Jeepers Creepers.
That's not my scarecrow.
When roaming the backcountry roads of the American Midwest, you're bound to find a creeper or two. But in this case, it's an ancient creature that feasts on humans. Unfortunately for Trish and Derry, it was their very fear that attracted the creeper, a monster that is not only physically fit, but that also has a liking for 10-gallon hats.
What the hell is that thing?
Even more important is the fact that he likes to take human organs and use them as personal pieces of flair.
It all becomes a part of it. Whatever it eats becomes a part of it.
Then again, he only comes around every 23 years, so at least he's not causing mayhem on an annual basis.
You think he's dead?
They never are.
Number 5. Mr. Babadook, the Babadook.
You can bring me the boy.
At first glance, he may not look too frightening on a storybook page. But when Mr. Babadook appears in the night, in your own home, you just might lose your mind. In Jennifer Kent's 2014 masterwork of horror, it's the young kid that initially causes concern for both the audience and his own family.
I don't want you to go away.
However, it's not long until the monster plays mind games with Mommy Dearest, before revealing himself and taking control.
It isn't real. It isn't real. It isn't real.
Kooky and cocky, Mr. Babadook will penetrate your dreams and mind screw your entire life.
Put your seat back, sweetheart. 10 more minutes and we're there.
Number 4. Sam, Trick or Treat.
Trick or treat.
It's always cute when a tiny creature turns its head in confusion, but in Michael Dougherty's 2007 horror flick, this signaled impending doom, courtesy of a burlap sack-wearing goon. Functioning as the deadly enforcer of Halloween traditions, this little guy wears comfy PJs. However, Sam is no child. He's some type of demonic being, a fusion of pumpkins and God knows what. The rules are rather simple. Obey Halloween traditions, and you won't have your head put on display. Number 3. Clover, Cloverfield.
I got it. Come on.
As the titular character of Matt Reeves' found footage flick, this monster decapitated Lady Liberty and launched her head into the streets. Quite a unique way to announce one's arrival. The Department of Defense called this thing an LSA, or a large-scale aggressor, which is the polite way to say that it's a giant killing machine.
What? Oh! Oh no!
Looking at the size of this slimy being lets you know that you don't have too many options when Clover shows up, mainly because it's bigger than most skyscrapers, thus all the screaming and whimpering.
It's gone. They're all gone.
Number 2. Pale Man, Pan's Labyrinth.
Iréis a un lugar muy peligroso.
Now here's a modern monster that would seemingly be fun to be around if he didn't like to munch up little children for breakfast.
No comáis ni bebáis nada durante vuestra estancia. y aseguraos de volver antes de que caiga el último grano de arena.
Like any classic freak of cinema, the Pale Man resides in his own lair, complete with a gorgeous fireplace. In Guillermo del Toro's story of post-war Spain, young Ophelia finds herself intrigued by the setting and the food, only to wake up the elastic-skinned being and draw his wrath. Sure, there must be plenty of stuff that Pale Man enjoys, but above all, he enjoys eating kids. And it's never a good thing when this monster makes eye contact. Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Are you ready? 1, 2.
Dren!
No, just stop, dude. Just stop, man. Don't touch her.
Dude, what's your fucking problem? I wasn't gonna.
Number 1. The Lipstick Face Demon, Insidious.
Daddy's here. Daddy's here. What? What?
In the 80s, there was Freddy Krueger and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And in 2010, moviegoers were introduced to a seemingly long-lost relative in James Wan's Insidious. Under the impression that their house is haunted, a young couple discovers that their little son actually functions as an astral vessel for a plethora of monsters, one being a lipstick-wearing demon with an affinity for up-close and personal attacks, along with distinct creep techniques as well.
Look at me. None of this is real, okay? This is not real. Look at me. Look in my eyes, buddy. None of this is real. We're gonna go home, okay? You gotta help me.
He's a menace in the tradition of classic horror monsters, a throwback to the heyday of 80s horror, and Redface never fails to make us all tremble in the night.
He found your son. I know it.
Well, then wake him up for God's sake.
I can't. He needs to find us.
Do you agree with our list?
I've never seen anything like you today. You are on a roll, my man.
What's your favorite modern monster in movies?
So, any boogeyman?
For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Sorry, man.